All right.
Hi, shit. Are we recording?
Yeah,
we're
we're
starting.
recording. Otherwise, why would I clap if we weren't recording?
Oh, I don't know. I forgot about how the clap works.
It's fine. I mean, I could tell you how the
It's
clap
been a
works.
while.
It's a different story for a different time.
Great. That's another science episode.
It is.
But you didn't. Oh,
I didn't
hi.
roll science.
No.
I rolled food. There it comes. There it is.
And you rolled food. I rolled history. And I'm Shay. I mean, you're Shay.
Yep.
And I'm Bree.
We put a camera on your
this
face,
is
and then all of a
30-ish.
sudden it's like, I don't know how to speak no more.
I don't. I'm gonna randomly look at that camera. Okay?
I know. I like it. It's like you're nervous. Like I'm. What's it called? Interrogating
There's
you.
gonna be lots of facial expressions.
Just like, well, that's why we're doing this. Mm-hmm. That's the reason why we're doing it.
Yeah, so we're double recording today on 30-ish. We're recording, obviously, our wonderful, beloved podcasts that you all tune into every week. Thanks. Yes. And we're also video recording with a video camcorder.
With the
camcorder?
with the moving pictures.
With all the moving Nickelodeon. Mm-hmm. What? Anywho. So yeah, that's what we're doing. How are you doing?
I'm doing
What's going
fine.
on? What's new?
Nothing. I'm just chilling like a villain. But I mean, it's weird. Again, like I was really busy working there for a little bit, and now I'm not. So that's okay.
Nice. Whatever. Ride that roller coaster, girlfriend.
Exactly. So like next week I'll be busy, so it'll be fine.
Yeah. So just enjoy
It's fine.
it.
So it's just kind of weird.
It is. That's good.
Yeah.
Though.
It is.
Is it?
I mean,
No, it's
yeah,
good.
it's good.
It's great.
It's fine.
I don't know why I said is it.
I don't know. It's fine.
I don't know what to do.
I know. It's kind of funny. Anyway, okay. And how are you?
I'm good. Just, cruising along down the highway of life.
That's a good cruising. Are you in like a Corvette this time and not a Geo?
I feel like right now, this is a great question. What car are we driving down the highway of life at this day?
I mean, I
in
feel like
time?
I'm driving what I'm driving now, which is a Kia.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
I'm
it's
driving
not bad, but it's not the best. It's not what I hope I end up in.
You're right.
Is what it is kind of like what.
I guess that's how I feel too. I'm driving my fucking Honda Civic.
Right. It's just like, you know what? Like, this is going to get me to A and B. But it's not what I want to be in for the rest of my life.
No, and we won't.
No, it'll be fine.
We'll be driving Teslas soon enough.
God willing.
I'll be driving a Tesla electric VW lime green and white VW bus. Did I say VW twice? I hope so, because it's a VW.
So
bus.
you're just going to have that all into one car.
Well, they make those. Well,
A Tesla VW? Aren't those two different
like
cars?
you can make, well, yeah, but I
Okay,
think it has
that's why I
like a
was super
Tesla
confused.
engine in it. Or you can do that.
That makes sense. That makes more sense.
You
to me.
can upgrade it.
Oh.
Also, it would have all the windows around. That's what I'll be riding in like 5 years on my highway of life.
Okay.
In the next 5 years, that's
I like it. I like it. I like it.
But yeah, right now I think I'm driving my Honda Civic.
Yeah.
Good old Stormtrooper Rosie.
I like it.
That's my car's name. She's a nice Stormtrooper because she looks like one.
She does
What's
look
your
like
car's
one.
name? You got one? No, you don't. I'm a weirdo.
No, you're not. It's Jezebel because she's a little minx.
Vajazabel?
It's Jezebel, not Vajazabel. You dirty whore.
You're the Vajazabel. You little
You
Vajazabel.
little Vajazabel.
Stop being such a Vajazabel. Vajazabel?
Should that be what our episode is
Vajazabel.
sponsored by
Oh,
today?
better get my notebook and write that
Yeah,
down.
Vajazabel.
I did tell you I was going to.
You did.
I need to start writing things down because I'm like, oh yeah, I'll remember funny things that I'm gonna
and then she forgets like we
mention
all do at
or
30.
post about or something, and then I never do. So
That's okay.
that's what I've learned as a 30-year-old. You know what, Bree? It's okay to write shit down.
It's fine.
That is something I have learned actually, because I was always like, no, I can remember everything ever,
It's true. I still
Which I can't.
I'm still kind of a culprit to that, but
which
it's
is
okay.
fine. But it's okay to write things down.
It is.
People write things down all the time, and that's fine. Also, another thing I've been okay with now
Yeah.
that I'm 30, it's okay to talk to yourself. Just fucking talk to yourself.
I've been saying that.
Talk shit out.
I've been saying that since I was 4 years old.
Talk shit out. See, I already forgot what I was going to write, and I don't even know where this fucking pen came from that I just found in my
It's fine.
backpack. My backpack. Anyways, Shay. What'd you roll? What are we drinking?
What are we drinking? What are we drinking? You're the one that made it this
yeah.
week. Yeah.
We're calling it the Fruit Loop because it literally tastes like a Fruit Loop, and it is fucking good.
It's delicious.
And I literally pulled it out of my asshole as soon as I walked into Whole Foods today to get something for a drink
most
at
of our
9 in the
drinks.
morning.
It's perfect. What is it? It's grapefruit.
Grapefruit juice that was on sale.
Oh.
Lakewood brand. Sponsor us.
Hashtag
Hashtag
sponsor us.
Lakewood. What's up? Raise the roof. I forgot we were recording on the video. Hi again.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so grapefruit juice, fresh limes, and they were not juicy. So there's like
No,
4
but
wedges
it's
in
fine.
there.
Like it's like
Still
we have
good.
a little bush in here because there's some basil in there.
There's also a bunch of basil that I
basil.
muddled into the grapefruit juice, and of course our favorite mixer drink, vodka. Mixer drink.
I mean,
There is no Topo Chico in it
no
today,
Not today.
but we will be soon sponsored by them.
Oh yes.
Just watch out for that,
Because
guys.
I drink like 4 a
Watch
day.
out for discount codes on Topo Chico, okay?
Oh my gosh.
It's coming. It's coming
It
soon.
is 2020.
2020 vision on that. But yeah, we're calling it Fruit Loop because it literally tastes like a Fruit Loop and it's very refreshing.
It is. Fruit Loop and Friends.
We also had coffee this morning and eggs, and I haven't had coffee in a while, so woo! Here we go.
So we have again your upper and now your downer. So it'll
yeah,
all
I'm
even
kind
out.
of feeling like
A little loopy.
Fruit Loopy, if you
Fruit
will.
Loopy. Zinga, we got jokes here.
And that is our drink.
Perfect. So what'd you roll?
I rolled history.
All right.
And today, I'll tell you
After
after
the message.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. And then I rolled food, and it's a short one, but it's kind of an interesting one. So
Kind of an interesting one. You can't say that.
yeah, I can. I don't mean it.
It's
I mean
really
it kind of,
interesting.
Okay, Jesus. It's very, very interesting.
It is
Stay
hot
tuned.
in your room.
I'm sorry.
It's that
just-
goddamn coffee.
It's admit my natural heat.
I've been on a hiatus from it. It's getting to me.
It's true.
Is there any other things we need to catch up on before we get into this motherfucker?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, what am I doing with my hands?
I don't- it's
on
like you're
video?
just, like,
I've
awkward.
like
You're
literally
just, like-
never done that with my body.
This is just how you sit. Like, okay.
So now I think we're gonna get into it,
All right.
and
Jesus Christ.
I'm about to fucking throw some history on yo ass after this one message.
Perfect.
Okay, bye. Okay, we're
Ready?
back and we're ready to talk about the history of hemp.
Oh, that's a nice one.
I've wanted to do this one for a while,
Of course you would.
and I found the perfect time
I was like, outlet?
outlet, which
microphone?
is our podcast. Yes. Again, if you're just tuning in, this is 30ish with Brie and Shay, and welcome to the show.
Perfect.
Okay, history of hemp.
That was awesome.
Here we fucking go. You guys ready for this? Buckle up. We're going for a fucking blast to the past. Okay.
Perfect. Okay.
So let's talk about what the fuck is hemp? It's a plant. And more specifically, it's a dioecious plant, which basically means it can be separated into male and female plants. So it's not a little hermaphrodite plant. It can
got
be
its
female
own identity.
Yes, it does.
I like it.
It uses he or she
I bet
only.
they do.
Okay.
I bet they do.
Is that okay?
I like how you keep looking to the camera for validation. Like it's gonna be like, yes.
It's gonna not.
Like Jack Nicholson, like, yes.
Isn't that how cameras work?
That's how cameras work. Yep.
It's a person back there. The tripod's confusing me.
Yeah, well, it's very flirtatious. So
One of our ghost friends is probably back there.
don't.
Get out. Anywho, so hemp and marijuana both fall under the cannabis sativa genus, but they are very different.
Okay.
As hopefully we all know now that it's been more popularized in recent years.
Yeah, I'm pretty
But a
sure.
lot of people don't know.
Okay.
Don't think sometimes about how it's very different. It's kind of like, German shepherds and chihuahuas are dogs, but they're Not
They're
the same.
Very different.
They're not. A Chihuahua's not a strong, powerful German Shepherd. The bark of the German Shepherd.
don't
That's
know.
another
What if
drop
you,
dead
like-
gorgeous.
Yes, it is. I don't
Nod.
know. But what if you like had like a little Chihuahua puppy and you put like you put just like a little hypnosis tape by him and just see what happened, or like you maybe put a little Chihuahua puppy with
But
like
they don't have any reference to what a German Shepherd is.
But what if you put it with a litter of German Shepherds? Can you imagine? He
Well,
would
that
act
happens
like
with other animals. Like they think like a pig thinks it's a duck,
which
or,
is adorable.
or like a duck hangs out with all the goats. Because they
I
think
think it would be kind of cute just to see this really hyper aggressive,
that would be.
and you're like, get away from here,
Get out of here.
get out of here. Anyway, go on.
Anyways, hemp. Little Chihuahua German Shepherd. That'd be. Chihuahuas are already like mean.
They're pretty
sometimes.
much already assholes.
So if they already think they're like a German Shepherd, so
yeah, it's true.
they're not.
No,
Anywho,
they're obnoxious.
so the key difference between hemp and marijuana comes down to the motherfucking C, which is tetrahydrocannabinol, which makes you high. But hemp, I mean, technically marijuana is hemp,
Right.
but the hemp plant that what we're going to talk about, it
Yes.
doesn't have that THC. So a typical cannabis plant, one would expect to find THC levels ranging from 5 to 30% THC. Hemp, on the other hand, typically the THC levels are around 0.2%. So you can't even feel like,
Nothing.
not like a normal high from it.
Oh,
So, so again, they're both very different.
right.
So the whole hemp plant from stalk to seed can be used to make things like plastic, oil, paper, food, fuel, clothing, just to name a few.
Some rope.
Some ropes.
Some ropes.
The hemp plant can be divided into 4 categories, and their uses for all of them, because you can use a whole hemp plant. So it's divided into its bast fibers, herds, or what's called sheaves, the leaves and the flowers, and the seeds. So hemp fibers are usually primarily used for textiles, paper, building materials, and other industrial products. And then raw materials such as herds are these short woody fibers that are found inside of the stalk of the hemp plant, and they're used for making like bedding materials, particle board, ceiling panels, compost, and other industrial products. The bast fibers, like I was talking about, make up the outer portion of the stalk, and those are categorized in 3 different ways, and though according to their different strengths, and those are used for all different things depending on how strong
It's like
or
a
sturdy
buffalo.
It is. And then of course, wonderful CBD oils or different hemp oils are extracted from the hemp leaves and flowers. And CBD oil extracted from hemp can be used for treating wide variety of ailments, as we now know, which is hence the ever-growing popularity of CBD-focused cultivation, which is a fucking huge part of the industry. It's like probably the main part of hemp right now. CBD and fucking everything.
Everything. But now, my friend and I were talking about this yesterday, actually, because she was noticing, because she found out too, and I'm like, yeah, you have to have like a little bit of THC though, in order for it to absorb, correct? That's what I've heard, is that you have to have the THC, like, it can be like
2.2%.
0.2%. It's not gonna like make you hallucinate, but you have to have it in order for the CBD to absorb into your system.
Oh.
And a lot of the products are like,
Zero
THC. It's like, it's going to do nothing for you. You're going to say pay $7 for a can of whatever, and you're not going to get any of the benefits because it doesn't have any of that THC to just like bridge that gap, because they all work together in heart.
Some crazy chemical reactions. That's another thing for science.
Boom.
Also, I really want to have Chris. My boyfriend
That would be a good
everything about marijuana that
Yeah.
I've ever learned.
Yeah. But
He's like an expert.
But yeah, so
Self-proclaimed,
whenever you're
but still
buying
he knows
CBD
everything.
products, make sure it has like a little bit of THC. And I learned that because I've gone to like when my mom comes to.
So don't get it at Sprouts.
Don't. I mean, unless some of them do say like they have like a little bit of THC to absorb, but people get scared like, oh, I don't want the THC. It'll make me high at my job at Walmart. And you're like, honestly, Betty, it'll be better that you're stocking those shelves a little bit high.
That-
But whatever.
Yes, it's
anyway,
true.
That's
Make it
just,
go
That's you.
better.
That's you. Anyway.
I didn't know that.
But yeah, my
didn't-
my mom, since she when they always come, they always want to have to stop and get like some gummies or whatever. And I've been told like a bunch of times by very knowledgeable personnel wherever I go, that they're just like, yeah, I mean, THC, I know like everyone's scared of just having it in there, but you have to have it in order for that CBD to get absorbed into your system. So
Good to know.
there you be.
Fuck yeah. Well, now I know
This
that.
is also before my mom started screaming like, where do you want it mailed, to her husband at the time. Like, you cannot say that
out loud in a
Jesus
dispensary.
Christ. Oh my word.
So
Anyway.
you can.
Yeah, no, and there's like, but there was like a security guy. He's like, I don't
Like, at the
care.
post
I
office.
don't care.
There's weed in this. That's fine, right?
Right? Will you mail
Marijuana?
this back to me? I'm like, oh, can you just wait till we're in the car? Can you just wait? Be patient. Or like they're asking like, what do you think Samantha's gonna want? Like their daughter, and just like, you can't stop talking.
Just be quiet.
Just
mother.
order it in your brain and then process that or whatever. I can't speak. It doesn't matter.
It's fine.
It doesn't matter.
Just
Keep going.
don't be. No, be aware of your surroundings.
Right. She had no awareness. It was cracking me up.
All right. So let's get a little bit more into the history, shall we? Since that's what I rolled. So hemp is among the oldest industries. We're going to talk about the industry pretty much now.
Okay.
So it's among
Very
the
exciting.
oldest industries on the planet, going back more than 10,000 years. Did you know that?
I actually kind of knew that because again, I did an episode on Psychedelica on cannabis, and we did a little bit of hemp. So I don't really know a whole lot of the hemp history, but I do know it went back a long time. Where
Yeah.
everyone was like, "Holy shit, we've been using weed for years," and then it got all scary when it was like the fucking, what is it?
Oh, I'll let you know.
What is it called? What's the? My God, my words are
Reefer
escaping.
Maniac? Reefer Madness?
Yeah, but what is that called? They demonized all the substances. Anyway, go on. Sorry.
Oh, I'll tell you all about that in
They
a
may-
second.
Yeah, or you
So,
jump out of windows.
The
You
earliest
smoke.
evidence of hemp uses traces all the way back to 8000 BC in Taiwan, where hemp cords were found in pottery.
Oh.
And then I also read another article later after reading that the actual oldest documented evidence of hemp cultivation is a rope, which dates back to 26,900
Which is
BCE,
Bananas.
which was today's Czech Republic.
Right.
So
Which is crazy.
insane. Some of the earliest known prolific uses of hemp began in China about 10,000 BCE, where it was used for making clothing, rope, and paper. The Yangshao people, who lived in China from roughly 5,000 BC, wove hemp and pressed it into their pottery for decorative purposes. And from 5,000 to 300 BCE, the plant was also grown in Japan and used for fiber and paper. Archaeologists found traces of hemp cloth in Mesopotamia, which is now Iran and Iraq, around the similar time period. In 6000 BC, records show hemp seeds and oil were used as food source in China. And in 4000 BC, textiles made from hemp have also been found in the same region. And in 2800 BC, the Egyptian goddess
Shimmelalong ding dong.
Shishat.
Shishat. I know it's
Shishat.
she shat.
Was depicted with a hemp leaf above her head.
Yes,
She
she
shat.
was. And then she shat.
Shishat. And in
Say it one more time,
2350 BC, it was recorded in the Shu King, an ancient Chinese book, that the Chinese soil was filled with hemp, with some cases of hemp being woven into clothing, which I've already pretty much said.
That's okay.
Beyond food and fashion, hemp even served as a tool for warfare in China,
Nice.
woven into bowstring for soldiers' bows.
Good.
And in the first 4,000 years of proven hemp use were limited almost exclusively to China and parts of the Middle East before the plant eventually found its way to India. So let's fast forward to 200 BC, and then China invents its first hemp-based paper. By crushing the hemp fibers, mixing them with bark, and adding water, the Chinese kept their newfound paper material hidden until the 5th century, apparently. And for the next millennium, evidence of hemp used Sorry.
You're fine.
For the next
Oh my word.
millennium, hemp use was shown to be used among different cultures, from emperors to shamans, until the plant finally found itself in one of the most expensive books ever written, the Gutenberg Bible.
I was gonna say the Bible.
Yes. It was one of the first books produced by the Gutenberg's printing press, and it was hemp-based. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. Learning facts.
And the hemp-based book is considered the beginning of popular books printed on hemp, and is worth now over $25 million, obviously.
Duh.
Anyways. So
That's almost as much as Rihanna's book.
Almost. It's close. Hers isn't hemp-based, though.
I mean,
What
it's
a dumb bitch. Come on,
more
Rihanna. Get on it.
Based, but whatever.
Speaking of Rihanna, I literally was like singing "Bitch Better Have My Money" in my car yesterday.
Perfect. Who were you yelling at? Just
Myself.
Just yourself.
Just yelling in my car. Bitch better have my money.
what was
Anyways.
the last thing that she ever did? I mean, I know she's still alive.
That album.
Really? Was that the last thing that
It
she's
was
done?
no, it was
mean,
the
so far.
remix with DJ Khaled to
Oh, perfect. Is that-
Maria Maria.
and then him just
and it was
going,
called
DJ
Wild
Khaled.
Thoughts.
Is that all he's doing in the background
Yeah.
for his remix? God damn it.
Bling, bling.
Pretty much. How did that man get rich? Anyway, come on.
He's been a DJ for like years. He's been around for a long time. He just hasn't been a.
Would
fucking-
you have him at your bat mitzvah?
I mean,
or
he just
bar
was a
or bat or
DJ.
whatever?
I would. He
Would
puts
you?
his good songs together. Sometimes I wouldn't go see him in concert.
I
Because
saw him in
how-
concert, and he was the opener for Beyonce of all people, which was bizarre.
Did they sing? I took the top off the Maybach. I took the top off the Maybach.
I don't remember that
I
one.
took the top off of my Maybach, bitch.
Jesus, fucking
That's
Christ.
the DJ Khaled song.
I
with
don't
Beyonce.
remember that. He did not sing with her. He was just the opening act.
He's like, yeah. He like plays his songs and just like hypes them.
That's all he does.
and like walks around. In
that's
his
all he
little, like,
does. He's like what in his little
signature
little
walk.
track suit, and I was just like, oh my god, get off
like,
the
my
stage.
son's Assad. What's up?
Yeah, pretty much.
Now he has a new son.
Does he?
I wonder if Assad's gonna be put under the closet door.
What
through
the
the stairs. I don't know. Anyway,
Okay. Anyway,
back
sorry.
to hemp.
I'm sorry.
Speaking of marijuana,
I know. Jesus.
Christ. Anyway, so it's ready for this, Shay, and listeners, our
Ready.
deeply true friends. What?
Okay.
It's said that America's introduction with hemp began when Christopher Columbus first arrived. Bwee, bwee, bwee.
Taking it back. to
Hashtag
last.
Columbus
couple weeks ago.
Exchange.
Yes.
Hemp was the second most commonly used material in making boats. Did you know that?
Didn't know that.
As a testament to this, 3 of Columbus's boats had hemp sails and ropes when he first arrived in America. What were they called, friends? The Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria? No, the Santa Clara, the something, and the something else.
It's like you're the history teacher that's like made it all come together full circle, like super excited to tell their class, like
and
it's
they're like,
all
shut
connected.
up, I need to go smoke weed right now.
Exactly. And they're like, tell you something funny about weed, and they're like, I don't care about your fucking hemp. You
Well,
said,
listen
hang
to
myself
this.
with.
I am Miss Frizzle. Okay.
I like it though.
Miss Brizzle, bitch. So such early evidence of the plant has suggested to many that hemp may have been one of the very first plants to have been cultivated on a mass scale by humans too. So
They know what was up.
in fact, American astronomer and astrophysicist, one of our favorite people ever, Carl Sagan,
Yeah, he was amazing.
he believed the cultivation of the cannabis plant led to the development of modern civilization as we know it, which
I believe that shit.
I believe anything that motherfucking man says because he knows his shit.
And his programming was awesome.
He's the best. And I just really like his voice.
Yeah.
It's a nice,
It's very soothing.
it's soothing and like informative,
It is.
you know? Because he's fucking smart.
Well, I was going to say it's informative because of the facts that come out of his mouth,
That's
but it just has
very
nothing to do with
true.
his tone. But
Even
okay.
his tone,
Okay.
even if he was just saying,
Like banana cream
like
pie.
cats,
he'd
and
be-
this is why the universe is. Was that a good? Was that
perfect.
a good
It was,
impersonation?
again, closed my eyes and it was like he was sitting right there.
Okay, ready for Whitney Houston? I'm just kidding.
Oh, Jesus
Okay,
Christ.
back to Carl Sagan. Actually, that was the only thing I'm going to say about him today. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So, by way of royal decree, King James I required every property owner in Jamestown to grow 100 plants of hemp for export in 1619. Mm-hmm. So, everyone who owned land, they had to grow hemp
Damn. All right.
because they were like, we need it. Come on. So if you have that's what they should do now. Like, if you own land, you have to grow a garden. Just kidding. No, they shouldn't do that. People are like, fuck you, Brie. Don't ever say that ever again. Anyways.
Do more work. Do more work for me.
Yeah, but they
Yeah.
didn't have to, like, work
Yeah.
fucking
That's-
90 hours a week.
No,
back
they
then.
did not. They just had to stay
They
alive.
just had to tell other people to work 90 hours a week
Yes,
for them.
They
to
had
build their
they
life.
had people there that were doing those things for free.
Anyways.
So.
Not
They're
Which
like
is horrible
sure.
things.
They're like, sure, yeah, no sweat off our backs. Literally.
dicks.
Pieces of garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Anyway.
go on.
So when it comes to our founding fathers, Mr. George Washington, John Adams, and Thomas Jefferson were all avid hemp farmers. Fucking yeah!
I thought you were gonna say like
all
smokers,
fucking
and I was
stoners.
like,
they probably
that-
smoked that shit too.
Yeah, they were just like, all right, let's just make a
They had a bunch of-
document. Get all together.
They didn't.
Martha's
waste
gonna
anything.
bake like 7 pies, and then we're gonna talk, and we're gonna write this really dope ass fucking article that talks about. We're gonna say, "Fuck you, King,"
and then we're
that's what
gonna
they did.
write it on paper made out of hemp, which is
One-
literally what the Declaration of Independence is.
There
written
you
on.
go.
Which, if the Declaration of Independence is written on hemp paper, how is that bad? That is blasphemous to our founding fathers that we banned it for so long and that we like made it so demonized.
Preach it,
Fucked
girl.
Fucked up.
I think they're still class. I think they're still class 1 substance. Maybe not.
Not anymore.
They
As of
they
like
made that go away.
yes,
Okay. Good.
not anymore. But I'll tell you about that too.
Okay.
So hemp fiber was so important back then that farmers felt it was their patriotic duty to grow it as well. And they were allowed to pay taxes with it
Really?
at some points. Yeah.
Can we do that now?
Please.
Holy shit!
I got lots of leaves in my house right now. Here's some hemp leaves.
It's green,
Anyways.
just like dollar bills.
So like I said, George Washington was a hemp farmer.
Right.
He grew hemp and encouraged all citizens to sow hemp widely. Thomas Jefferson bred improved hemp varieties and invented a special brake for crushing the plant stems during fiber processing. And he's said to have had one of the very first patents in the United States for his hemp threshing machine.
Damn.
Benjamin Franklin also loved a little hemp himself and produced his
Shocking.
own hemp paper for distribution.
Yeah, he
Among all the other cool things Benjamin Franklin was cooking up.
Shit. Especially that key with a kite.
Oh, getting struck by lightning. That's one high that you can't receive from marijuana.
No. No,
Getting
you can't.
electrocuted by the lightnings. So, not to mention that the first 2 drafts of the Declaration of Independence were also written on hemp paper. The first 2 drafts. Dope.
Yeah.
So, according to a 1919 article in Kentucky Agriculture Experiment Station Bulletin number 22, thank God they figured out how to label newspapers now.
Yeah, no shit.
Like, that's the name of an art. Like, anyways. So, hemp crops quickly spread and arrived in Kentucky with settlers from Virginia just prior to the Revolutionary War. And this was essentially the heart of the hemp industry back then, is like Kentucky, Missouri, and Illinois. So, Illinois. So, along with Missouri and Illinois, Kentucky farmers produced most American hemp until the late 1800s, when the demand for sailcloth and cordage began to go away as steamships dominated the seas. Fucking steamships.
Fucked it all up.
It's okay. By the end of the Civil War, Kentucky was the only state with significant hemp industry until World War I, and that state remained the nation's leading producer of hemp seed, which I'll tell you about why hemp seed is so good too.
Yeah.
Despite the new hemp handling tools and the new processing techniques that they were inventing, which lowered the production costs, the demand for high-quality domestic hemp fiber steadily declined after World War I. Kentucky still produced much of hemp seed and most of the fiber. But ultimately, hemp's use as a fiber crop was crippled mainly by politics.
No shit.
Because it wasn't on the rich motherfucker's agenda.
No.
And it was a drug.
It was a
But
drug.
let's talk about that. So the banning of hemp is largely credited to 3 specific individuals. William Randolph Hearst is one of them. Mm-hmm. Harry Anslinger and wonderful little Dick Nixon, Richard Nixon. They're not the only people involved and not the only people to blame, but they definitely hyped up
they were the catalyst.
a lot of shit back then to help ban it.
Devil's lettuce.
So the first hit to the industry came in 1937 when the federal government passed the Marijuana Tax Act, and it aimed at regulating the narcotic varieties of cannabis. So the marijuana tax, some growers said that it didn't really affect them as growers. It definitely did, but what really killed the hemp industry in the 50s was the ability to buy cheap synthetic fibers. But it definitely did affect them. Mm-hmm. But what they had to do was they just had to like sign something saying that like they were growing hemp but not using it. They weren't smoking it.
They weren't like, we're not smoking it.
Yeah.
You're gonna come count my fucking leaves? Get out of here.
Yeah, seriously. So, William Randolph Hearst was the owner of one of the largest newspaper outlets in the 1920s. And not only this, but he also owned a bunch of land with trees for making paper. And let me tell you, William Randolph Hearst, I don't know if you've heard of anything called Hearst Castle, but it's located in San Simeon, California, which is on the Central Coast, which is where I'm from.
Isn't that haunted?
Of California. I don't know, probably fucking is. You take field trips in there if you live in California, for sure. So I've definitely been on a field trip there. Also there's a walkway you have to go through. You literally like get to walk through the house. Like,
that's pretty cool.
It's literally a fucking mansion castle. They have this giant, like, famous, I forget what the pool's called. Like, it's an incredible place to be. But that's where he's from. Nice. So I know a little bit about William Randolph Hearst, but I've only heard the good stories about him until my adult life. Anyway, so William Randolph Hearst owned a bunch of shit and was a rich ass wealthy man.
Yeah.
So it's said that he feared the cultivation of hemp as it remains far more efficient than the wood-derived paper we know today, because trees take about 80 years to grow. When
slow.
Hemp crops can be harvested in 4 fucking months. On top of this, hemp contains less lignin and other higher concentrations of cellulose, which basically make hemp much more viable paper source than trees. And knowing that hemp would pose a serious threat to his industry, and because he was so fucking rich and could do a lot of shit with his wealth, he began to publish anti-cannabis propaganda to dissuade people from the plant. And basically saying it was the same thing people were getting high off of, so why are we growing it?
Yeah.
And also led to some very racist propaganda as well.
Shocking.
About cannabis. An attempt to demonize cannabis. He also popularized the name marijuana, which I didn't realize. And in order to link the drug to Mexican Americans in a negative light. And fighting along Hearst was Harry Anslinger, who was a politician in the 30s that used Hearst's platform and shared anti-marijuana sentiments to further demonize this wonderful, incredible, diverse plant. So Anslinger he ran the Federal Bureau of Narcotics.
Okay.
Which would go on to become the DEA as we know it, which is very widely known for being racist, especially back then. And using his statue, or his what did I write?
Don't knock the camera.
And then with his friendship with William Randolph Hearst, he demonized minorities and their use of cannabis. So they were just like spreading all this propaganda about, like, the minorities are getting high and it's bad and every bad people fucking smoke weed and it comes from
it's dirty. It's dirty
stuff. So the pair pushed an anti-cannabis sentiment to the point that they eventually wrote and enacted the Marijuana Tax Act to Congress on August 2nd, 1937. While the act didn't make cannabis illegal, it made the production and distribution of cannabis, and by association hemp, much more difficult. But like they interviewed a farmer back then, like I said earlier, and they said that it was mainly because there was so much more synthetic fibers that were being produced now, and
He's making the
cheaper.
camera go the other way.
Oh my God, the cat.
Anyway, keep talking.
So World War II brought on a final burst of the American hemp fiber production. So it was still like people were still using it, but obviously the industry was depleting. The USDA launched a campaign called the USDA's Hemp for Victory, and it successfully convinced growers to again embrace hemp. And the federal government consulted farmers and embarked on an ambitious project that involved construction of many new hemp processing plants. So, like, things were looking promising for the hemp industry again.
Nice.
And you can actually, like, they made this video back in the day in the 50s, and you can actually find it on YouTube. It's really weird, but it's fun. It's funny. It's called the Hemp for Victory campaign.
Oh, yeah.
And you can find the video on YouTube. So, like I said, it would involve an ambitious project, and they were like they started building. Whoa!
I just don't know.
She almost died.
I know, because he keeps knocking it over. Ow, God.
Oh
Jesus.
my!
I need a helmet.
Are you drunk?
I need a helmet.
Shay just bumped into literally
know.
everything.
Because he just keeps moving the damn camera.
The cat
Yes.
is fucking with our video recordings.
Stand by. I'm just gonna do this. You little asshole. Don't move it. Okay. Okay. Anyway.
So.
Yes. Go on. Stop it.
So they started building new plants and things for, processing plants for hemp, because they were like, all right, we're going to get it back. We're going to get this industry back going good, going strong.
Yeah.
But before the project was fully realized, the war ended, and so did the demand for domestic hemp fibers.
Right.
And many Midwestern towns and farmers were left high and dry with empty or partially constructed plants and canceled hemp contracts. So they were fucked. So there's literally oh, well, these are half-built plants, but we're just going to abandon them.
Lovely.
So by 1958, the
What a
last
waste.
significant hemp crop in the U.S. had been harvested and processed. So 1958.
Pieces of shit.
And then in 1969, Richard Nixon declared that drugs were America's #1 enemy, as his administration officially launched what he would be known as in the U.S. as the War on Drugs.
There it is.
And the Marijuana Tax Act the Marijuana Tax Act served as the framework for Richard Nixon's Controlled Substance Act of 1970, which under this, marijuana was placed as a Schedule 1.
Yep. There
As
it is.
well as heroin and meth, because they're
the same.
Because they're the same.
They're the same.
Of course, hemp, the same thing as all those.
I can
and
make-
marijuana in
hey.
general.
I can get high off of meth and make a t-shirt out of it. So it's the same.
Yes, you can. You just melt it on your body.
It feels so nice against my boiled skin and my no teeth.
Yeah. So, and then literally, it's just been demonized till pretty much 2014 now.
Yep.
So, the U.S. government has published numerous reports and other documents on hemp dating back to the beginnings of our country, and you can actually find them. There's lots of them that are published online, and you can find them in this thing called the Digital Hemp History Library that this man named John E. Dovrak created. So if you ever want to look up some old ass cool hemp articles, look up Digital Hemp History Library.
Nice.
Anyways, so let's talk about the future and the present of hemp.
Okay.
The present?
The
So in 2014, U.S. Congress passed the Farm Bill, which allowed people to grow and farm hemp. So not even until 2014. So something I couldn't really find was I know people have been making hemp products,
right.
but I couldn't find I think maybe if you sourced it from another country, you could make it or something. I don't really know how it
was
works.
probably some convoluted thing where you had like to jump through like 75 hoops.
Exactly,
But
in
if you
order to
missed
do it.
one, your legs will be cut off.
Exactly.
Got it. And you go to jail probably for 75
And
years.
you would be murdered by the CIA.
Right.
Just kidding.
And
You
you'll go-
wouldn't- That's not true. I don't fucking know.
But you would pretty much go to jail for like 75 years. With
Yeah,
some
for-
kid that had like a joint, and then
I was growing hemp to make rope for 4-H.
somebody that has
You're in
created
jail
like
forever.
murder is like, yeah, give him parole for 25 on good behavior.
Uncle Peter.
On good behavior. Fucking can't even hear me.
Give him.
Jesus.
You said Uncle Peter. And I
Uncle
was like,
Peter.
is that a term for the judge? Give him 5 to life, Uncle Peter.
I don't know
Anyways.
why your aunt did that.
Anywho, so
On camera.
Farm Bill, I forgot. The Farm Bill has recently evolved into what's called the Agriculture Improve Act in December 2018, and this allowed for the complete legalization of hemp cultivation, distribution, and sale. So now it's completely like there's no like you can fucking grow hemp.
Should have
now.
just been called like our bad.
Like we're dumb.
Our bad, Bill.
So, thanks to the recent relaxations of the law, hemp is now being used in over 25,000 products around the globe. And
awesome.
over 77,000 acres of hemp were cultivated in 2018, which it's probably even more than that. Clothing companies are beginning to release hemp clothing. Athletes like Patagonia has a whole hemp line now.
It's
Like
not just
so
for
many-
Rasta like sweaters now.
No, it's not. Athletes are consuming hemp protein, and hemp can even be used as fuel for cars.
That's pretty cool.
Some believe hemp fuel could ease our dependency on fossil fuels.
That'd be awesome.
And though hemp cars aren't entirely new, they could make hemp cars. There's been cars that have made by hemp, and the first car made out of hemp was from Henry Ford in 1941.
Oh damn! Look at that.
And he made a hemp-fueled car then. So we can do that now. I'm pretty fucking sure.
I know. I'm pretty sure we have better tools.
Pretty sure we can figure some things out.
Way more tools than he had.
Makes me mad. Just kidding. So the versatility, efficiency, and ease of the hemp cultivation make it a perfect crop for production. And in 2018, the hemp market was valued at $390 million.
Damn.
And some estimate the industry will be worth $1.3 billion in 2022, which
I believe it.
literally CBD is in everything.
Yeah.
Speaking of CBD, me and Chris just got some CBD bath bombs. Those things were sweet.
Yeah,
They
they're
were very
pretty awesome.
calming and relaxing and nice. So, speaking of CBD, let's talk a little bit about that because that's a huge part of hemp right now.
Yeah. Everyone loves their CBD.
CBD, again, though psychoactive, is non-intoxicating cannabinoid that won't produce any form of euphoric high by itself. Technically speaking, you can smoke hemp if you really want to, but you won't get high, like I said. You didn't say shit.
I didn't say anything.
So, in fact, smoking is not the best way to tap into the therapeutic potential of cannabinoids that hemp is rich in. For that, you're better served by consuming hemp-derived CBD product like oils or tinctures. And even, obviously, and even in marijuana that you smoke with THC, like, there's really beneficial cannabinoids and tetraphenols or whatever they're called in that. And smoking might not be the best way to get them. You still can get them from that, but consuming a tincture and is the best way to do it.
Nice. That makes sense.
So why hemp? Why is hemp so fucking badass? Which, if you didn't already know from what I just said, I'm going to tell you some more reasons why it's sweet and why we should support products made with hemp as much as we can.
Okay.
And they're good.
Yeah.
So first of all, hemp seed is far more nutritious than even the soybean. It contains more essential fatty acids than any other source and is second to soybeans in complete protein. So, but it's also more digestible by humans than soybeans. It's also high in B vitamins, and it is 35% dietary fiber. So it's really good for you, and it makes you poop.
I was gonna say it makes you poop. That's good.
Hemp seed also contains a important nutrient found in breast milk.
Oh, heyo.
You know how I like to talk about breast milk. The oil found in hemp seed is rich in what's called GLA, or gamma linolenic acid, which is a nutritious unsaturated fatty acid found in breast milk. Also,
Makes sense since we have that cannabinoid
hemp
system
seed.
in our bodies.
I know, it's crazy. So hemp seed oil is packed with other omega-3 and 6 fatty acids, making it a healthier alternative to many other vegetable oils. Mm-hmm. So the bark of the hemp stalk contains those base fibers that I talked about earlier, and they're among the Earth's longest natural soft fibers. And hemp fiber is longer, stronger, and more absorbent and more insulative than cotton fiber. So, like, why the fuck aren't we using it?
Yeah, cotton makes me itchy.
Yeah. Is that it? Maybe that's what I'm having problems with. Cotton.
Maybe.
So itchy.
You're so itchy.
Or it's because I'm so cracked out on meth.
I mean, either or.
Methed out on crack? I don't know.
Whatever.
Either one. According to the Department of Energy, hemp is as a biomass fuel producer requires the least specialized growing and processing procedures of all hemp products. And the hydrocarbons in hemp can be produced into a wide range of biomass energy sources, from fuel pellets to liquid fuels and gas. So the development of these biofuels could significantly reduce our consumption of fossil fuels and even nuclear power. So we could be using this shit instead of nuclear power.
That's pretty
Why
dope.
don't we figure this out?
I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure it would just help. It could
It's
be
probably all about money. It's the money game. Who has the most
It
money?
is.
The oil companies. Yeah.
So hemp grows well without herbicides, fungicides, or pesticides, and almost half of the agricultural chemicals used on U.S. crops are applied to cotton. Little fun fact. Gross. That's probably why we're so itchy from our fucking cotton shirts.
I mean, probably. Or other
Probably.
things.
Yeah, that too. So hemp produces more pulp per acre than timber, like we've kind of said before, and it's obviously on a way more sustainable basis. It can be used for every kind of quality of paper. Hemp paper manufacturing can reduce wastewater contamination, and its low lignin content reduces the needs for acids used in pulping, and its creamy color lends itself to environmentally friendly bleaching instead of harsh chlorine compounds. Less bleaching results in less dioxin and fewer chemical byproducts, which we all need to stop creating so much bullshit.
I mean, that's a given.
Hemp fiber paper resists decomposition and does not yellow with age when an acid-free process is used. Hemp paper more than 1,500 years old has been found. It can also be recycled
That's pretty cool.
more times than normal paper. Hemp fiberboard produced by Washington State University was found to be twice as strong as wood-based fiberboard. Sweet. Also, they make like hemp cement and shit. Like, people are making like hemp cement houses and shit. Have you heard about that?
It's insane, like how like nature's like there's literally one plant that can fucking do it all,
There's literally plants for everything we could ever need.
and your body has that genetic in your system, which is bananas. That we're just like, but it's
We're like,
bad.
no, we need to create these weird chemicals
Yeah.
because we're humans and we know everything.
Have some canola oil.
Because how can life work without us fucking dictating it?
Or like creating 50 steps to get to A to B instead of like there's just this one
Actually,
step that
you
could
literally
take.
just had to eat fucking whole fruits and vegetables.
It's true.
So, anyway, just kidding.
But no.
But seriously. But we're learning that, I think. I think
hoping.
we're coming back to
It's
reality.
taken us only like
We're getting
1,000
back
years.
to life, back to reality. Okay, anyways, I'm almost done. Sorry, guys. So,
You're fine.
eco-friendly hemp can replace most toxic petrochemical products. Research is being done to use hemp in manufacturing biodegradable plastic products.
Nice.
Which, time out,
That's pretty awesome.
why, like, every plastic we make should fucking be biodegradable.
Well, yeah. Maybe they can make
What are
straws
we
out of that.
doing? Yes.
Make straws out of that.
Plant-based cellophane, which is like the restaurant industry. We need plant-based fucking like
Yeah.
plastic wrap. What is
Absolutely.
something needs to replace plastic wrap because
Yeah,
we
it's
use
garbage,
it.
but it's so much.
Plastic wrap is so
We have
useful.
to. We have to. There's no other.
We have to.
What else are we gonna do? Use
And
foil?
you can't use like fucking like like you can't get like in a restaurant you can't get thousands of those like silicone fucking things, and they don't keep your shit as fresh. We need plastic wrap in the restaurant industry. Like it's very important. So like plant-based plastics, like come on,
amazing.
let's do it.
Yeah.
And like it is so wasteful. Like cater wrap, when you like cater,
Yeah.
when people are wrapping shit like with
throw it
plastic,
away.
it's like
Yeah.
fucking layers of plastic wrap, and then you just throw it away.
Yeah.
But it's like you have to do that to
horrifying.
keep shit fresh
And it doesn't
like
fucking fall on your
crazy.
shit and make it all nasty.
so I can't wait for like
that's a pretty cool
affordable
development.
plant-based cellophane.
Mm-hmm.
Recycled plastic mixed with hemp for injection molded products is something they're also making, and resins made from hemp oil, to name just a few examples. Leftover hemp stalks can even be used to store energy like a crystal.
Oh.
Actually, they're not as effective as
Oh.
a crystal, but you
That's
can.
okay. That's okay.
So last year, a team of scientists led by a man named David Mitlin at the University of Alberta made a supercapacitor, which is an energy storage device and the time machine in the Jonas Brothers song.
Oh
Just
my
kidding.
god. Jesus Christ.
It's not. It's an energy source device, and they made it out of leftover hemp. So while supercapacitors store less energy than regular batteries, they can be charged in a shorter amount of time and can deliver the energy faster. So Mitlin told PBS NewsHour that these supercapacitors are great for things that need a fast, potent burst of energy, like charging an iPhone in minutes for 2 hours of talk time.
That's pretty cool.
So that's another thing we can use
Yeah.
them for. So basically, hemp is the shit. So take a big motherfucking whiff, okay?
I like that. Did you practice that? Did you?
I did. I wrote
Okay,
it.
I knew it.
And let's support people making things with hemp. And I'm glad that I was hopefully able to share some knowledge about hemp and how it's not just a new thing. We've literally been using it for years, and it was just demonized because it is in the same family as it is cannabis. But not all cannabis are made equal. And if you're against fucking THC, that's fine. But hemp is different. Like, great. If you don't want to smoke weed, great. That doesn't mean you don't have to support hemp.
It's true. It
Because-
can literally give you the shirt on your back.
Literally. And the roof over your head.
Actually, yeah. Boom.
All of the things. And the fucking high you've been waiting for. I don't know. Anyways,
That's amazing. I'm just
that's
staring
all
at
I got.
you.
That's all I got.
I like it.
And-
I like that you keep going like, and
That's all I got for you today. Now it's time for Time with Shay. That's all.
okay.
So yeah, that's my history lesson for you
That was a
guys.
nice one.
Thanks. How long was that? Was that really long?
No.
28,000
45.
minutes?
No.
It's always 45.
I know. You always hit that number, girl.
45 and feeling alive. 31 and having fun.
There it is.
Okay, I guess it's time for food.
Yep.
I can't wait.
Here we go with my food story.
It's gonna be good.
So it's a short one, but it's okay. Short and sweet. But this is some 1990s foods trends.
Yeah.
I didn't know this was a thing, but apparently the 90s kind of was a
We
big
had some
fucking
weird
deal.
food. I love it. I can't wait.
Yeah. So, well, and this is like mostly like kind of how food, like some of the food trends that happened kind of shaped, how we look at food and everything else. So it's kind of, I was like, all right, that's fair. The 90s was a big bustling, that was the time of the internets. So
You know what? We,
Yes.
like this, what a time to be alive.
Every time it's like, we need to put that on a shirt.
You know?
What a time to be alive.
Hashtag 30.
Hashtag 30ish. Because I say it all the time. But the 90s.
I'm writing
write
that
that shit down. 90s. Write that down.
Actually, I have that in my phone.
The 90s, it really was. I mean, it was like we saw so much fucking and I mean, I'm sure people like also that were born in the 50s and 60s saw a humongous amount of change, obviously, as well. But being a kid in the 90s, it was insane
I know.
and amazing.
It
all at
is.
the same time.
But also because we're growing up. I mean, I guess like our parents grew up during like a revolution of sorts too.
Oh, they totally
Like
did.
I don't know.
But it's weird.
just
Like, so
crazy.
my friend Rosie listens to this. But
Time
like,
repeats its history repeats itself.
But her little baby She's almost 2, but she can like just sit there on her phone. Like I can like pull up my pictures, right? Mm-hmm. And she will just start, and she just does it so methodically. Like it's like she knows what she's doing, and she'll just like swipe right and left. Like she freaking knows. And it's very deliberate. It's not like she just doesn't. She'll go on the bottom and she'll just swipe.
Fucking weird.
And she'll like look at the picture. Okay, done. And then she'll just go again. So she knows what she's doing, and she's, 1.5, which is bananas to me. It's insane.
Freaky.
It's super freaky.
It's just not okay. Baby, I shouldn't be getting all that blue light.
I know, but like it was only for a minute.
No, it's not.
And then I held her up to the sunshine, and I was like, "Look straight into the eyes, little V." I look straight in the eyes. Look with your eyes open into the sun. Holy crap!
And now stare straight at the sun.
Now straight at
for your vitamin D intake.
She's a very pale child.
Boost that melanin up. Just kidding.
No.
Okay, here we go.
Anyway, here we go. Okay, the first on our list.
I'm giving you some of this because that was dumb that I added more.
I'm gonna have to know what it is and just keep drinking, please.
Okay. I added more vodka to my drink and now I regret it.
And now you gave me all of it?
And now I literally gave shit most of it.
What the fuck? Jesus Christ.
You were hydrating with Topo Chico.
I've had a sip, bitch. God damn it. Okay.
Food. Yeah, at this point in the game, I always get a little distracting.
I know, and it's just like, usually I'm just like, drink all your drink, and I'm like, yeah, but and then I'm gonna slur the rest of my shit. Although this wasn't bad, so I can actually have that, so I don't. Okay, anyway, Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, the first thing on our list, we are 13 minutes into my segment. Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
No, it's my fault too. I'm like, do you remember Shark Bites? There's also other snacks. No! But we'll get into that here in a minute. Like, it's just the hilarity of it. Anyway, so the launch of the TV Food Network. Remember that shit?
Oh, yeah.
Back when there was like not reality bullshit on it?
No, I used to watch Food Network and was embarrassed to tell any of my friends when
That's
I was
because
like
it was a little janky. I mean,
I watched Cooking Live and Sweet Dreams with Gail Gand and I loved it.
See, you probably would have. I was like trying to find like the original programming of it, but I can't fucking find it because I never watched it when I was like little or in the 90s or anything like that. So, and my sister didn't either, and my parents didn't either. So, I really didn't know. The only thing I knew about it was Emeril. So
yeah, Emeril was like the main dude.
Yeah. So this launched in 1993, and it was the platform for the little known chef at the time from Louisiana, right? I think he was from Louisiana. Yeah. Emeril. So, and it should have been just called the Emeril Network, which I'll tell you a little fun fact about that.
Wait.
Yeah,
Emeril.
Emeril.
Live with Emeril.
Live with Emeril. Yeah, that was on until like a very long time, and they actually pushed him out, which is very sad.
He got kicked out of culinary school.
Did he really? Why? Because he was saying "bam" too much?
He was not being a good boy.
What?
But they still
credit
him for going to Johnson & Wales.
Oh, he went to Johnson & Wales.
He did.
Rhode Island?
Yeah, because that was the first one.
Yeah. I didn't know that. Why was he, but like, was he stealing from the pantry?
No, I think he just was not a good student or something. I don't know. I'll do that for a little pop culture for you.
Because again, like, these are like kind of like little snippets of things, so I kind of was like, well, I didn't know kind of what a great guy Emeril was. Like, he now, even though he's out of the spotlight, essentially what happened to him, he pretty much got pushed out. Like, everyone, he
was old news.
Right. So, like, in the beginning of Food Network, which is what's, like, set them apart from, other, like, PBS stuff like that, they were doing like traditional cooking shows and that kind of stuff. And toward the end of, like, toward the end of the 90s, they were wanting to do reality stuff. And Emeril was like, I don't want to fucking do that. That's stupid. I want to teach people. I want them to like really enjoy cooking. I want them to learn about wine. I want them to learn how to cook and how to do A, B, C, and D and do flavor profiles. And they were like, okay, well then you gotta go. So in an interview, he actually talks about that. He's like, well, they felt like I needed a break. I mean, I didn't feel that way. So he was like trying to say like, I didn't want to leave, but they really wanted me to leave. So he does a couple different shows, I think now. They're pretty like little, and I don't know if that.
But he's probably doing okay.
He's doing fine.
He has so many like fucking.
He's doing what he does.
Sponsorships and whatever else.
But he's doing what he loves the most, which I respect the hell out of him. He's at his restaurants and he's like, that's where I want to be, and I want to keep teaching, and I love teaching, and I love being with my staff, and so I'm like, well, good on fucking you, boy. So, and he's still releasing
nice
books.
Man.
Yeah, and he sold his fucking name to Martha Stewart, so he's doing fucking fine. He's fine. So that's pretty cool that he's, I think he's trying to get back into the game. I think they're doing one where he's
the dating game.
The dating game. He's trying to like go around like a traveling kind of thing, like an Anthony, kind of thing. But I don't know. We'll see if it gets picked up. I think I ran for 2 seasons, but it's like not in production right now. People love that shit, and it's
not shit. It's good.
No,
it's gold.
It's gold. It's gold. But yeah. So in the early years, it was all kind of about just no reality stuff. It was just traditional cooking program. And that's like the moment when like food really stopped being like just like this thing for the elites, and it became like part of popular culture. Like children watched it, like yourself, and were interested in chefs, and chefs became cool in a way that they were like where they hadn't before. So that was pretty awesome. So
I was the start.
Yeah. So it was you. It was just Brianna.
It was me.
So it became like they were like people were like, oh my god, I want to fucking do that, like little rock stars, which was very cool. So that's kind of how I used to
literally put on my own cooking shows when I was home alone all the time.
See, there you go. So
and I would talk to myself and literally put on a show. I measured all my shit out, and like I made my mom get like clear bowls at the store so that I could like put all my measurements.
That's fucking adorable.
Yeah, I'm a freak. I was like seriously in like 2nd grade.
What do you think she's gonna do? I don't know. She's making me get bowls, Barbara. But whatever.
Hitting bowls, Mom.
Jesus. Get the clear ones. I don't want the ones with the dinosaurs on them. It's embarrassing.
Better to light up your meth in those, Mom.
So yeah. So it's like pretty much the Food Network did for the food industry, like what CSI probably did for a lot of like, they're like, we want to be fucking detectives now.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I'm putting my feet right
Jesus,
there.
you're going to hit my...
Am I hurting you?
You're not choking me, but you're pulling my ears.
Is it gross that my feet are right by you?
No, I don't care.
So gross.
So this is okay. So here's some stupid side notes about it, just because I had to beef up the little sections a little bit. So the first set had no oven of Food Network. And when they finally got one, it was so low quality that the glass would constantly shatter when it would get too hot.
What?
Yeah. The smells of the food cooking would like pretty much like permeate the network's like studios, which I'm sure that was, I mean, some probably were great, but others.
So it was all like it was just like already cooked, like never hot food that they were like, this is when it comes out.
I guess so. The sinks had no drainage, so stagehands would have to be constantly like emptying up the slop buckets. And
that was not good planning.
And I'm probably pronouncing his name, but when Mario Batali, thank you, I knew you would remove food from the fictional oven, he had to simulate the sound of an oven door slamming by stomping hard on like his foot on the floor. So he would like
how ghetto.
He would have to be like, yeah. So can you imagine?
That's ridiculous.
So
hey, start from the bottom.
So the Emerald, his signature BAM, right? Okay, so much of the early crew worked many jobs to make ends meet. The reasons, like, that's, like, some of the reason, like, their names didn't appear in credits was because, like, they were paid way below, like, normal union rates. And Emerald had to deal with camera operators that were falling asleep as he cooked. So, inspired first by the need to keep the cameraman awake, Emerald started yelling as he added ingredients to dishes. Bam.
Oh my god, that's
and
amazing.
The legend was born. Yeah, so
that's hilarious.
Isn't that kind of funny?
That is funny.
Can you imagine? He's just like looking at him, just going, BAM! Yeah. And he's like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, he put something in. I gotta pay attention. That is hilarious. Yes.
Hilarious, right?
I love that shit.
That's hilarious, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so, and on January 30th of 1997.
That was yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Damn, we are always on it, right? Always on it. So
my sister's birthday was January 3rd.
So listen to this. So listen to this while I got you here. So
Give us a listen.
in the early morning hours during an airing of Too Hot Tamales.
Ooh, I remember that.
Do you remember that?
Wait, is it Mary Sue Milliken
Yes.
and what's the other lady's name?
I don't know what the name was.
I met them and I was next to them at a food event in LA. Anyways,
God, I love
go
you.
on.
So someone sabotaged the
Feniger.
tape. Feniger?
Susan-
I don't know.
Susan Feniger and Mary Sue Milliken.
Milliken?
Anyway.
Okay, so all it is like Milliken is what I found. But someone sabotaged the tape and it cut to hardcore explicit porn.
On air?
Yes, which with narration. I mean, for a full minute. So
And their show's Too Hot Tamales. That's
Yes.
amazing.
So broadcasting porn is a federal offense. So FBI agents showed up to the network the next day and grilled everyone involved with the production. Nobody fessed up, and the network was never punished. But it was
my
like
God.
hardcore porn, which I think is fucking hilarious.
Oh my God.
Anyway,
That's amazing. I love them.
Right, so- yeah. So it was
They have a lot of famous like Mexican restaurants in LA area.
nice.
And they started on Food Network together.
Fuck
But
yeah.
they're just like two lady chefs cooking up a storm.
Yeah, they cooked up a little bit of a porno.
And yeah, they did. I wonder if it was their own.
Maybe.
But yeah, I was
Whoa.
stationed next to them. I got to work at this badass food event called LA Loves Alex's Lemonade, which is a benefit for kids with cancer. Huge fucking food event.
Badass.
Incredible chefs all over the event.
Product placement.
And I was next to Mary Sue Milliken and Susan Feniger, who are the Too Hot Tamales.
Look at that. So there you
Anyways,
go.
just
Now
a
you
little
know-
brag about that.
Now you know that fun fact about that.
That's fucking amazing.
Isn't that hilarious?
And how did that even happen?
Somebody back then, because back in the 90s, everything was on tape. It wasn't digitalized like like a little SD card. So somebody had somehow got through the feed with a tape, and
Oh my God, that's
when they
amazing.
finally were able to cut it to black, but the damage was done. Or really was it? Like they were like, don't do that again. Okay. So anyway, next on our little list. So this is also the decade where all fat was bad. So it really
yeah. Fucked shit up.
it fucked shit up. It fucked a lot of. I mean, it was a rise of obesity because of this reason. Because people, the way their food choices were happening and what they were putting in their bodies, and it just shows how much like if you think that you're like, oh yeah, no, I'm just eating something that has fat free, but you have to look at the fucking label and see what all the bad bullshit that they're putting into it.
Exactly, that's the thing. Or like sugar free. It's like, well, what is replacing that sugar to make it sweet? Weird ass cancer chemicals.
So what do they do to replace that fat? They put sugar in it. So, or carbs in it. And carbs are sugar. And people weren't understanding that carbs are just fucking sugar.
But it's fat free and it
But
tastes
it's
like
fat
shit.
free. So Americans internalized this as a directive that it was okay to consume as many calories as they wanted as long as the calories weren't coming from fat, because all fat was bad. People were saying like you get fat from the fat. Like you get fat because if it says 9 grams of fat, then you're gonna get that fat.
It's gonna just
It's
wait
gonna go
on
right
your
on
stomach.
you. They're not. There's no such things as bad fats and good fats. That was not a thing back then. So an infomercial God, see, you gave me that fucking shot, and now I'm all fucked up. So an infomercial nutritionist, holy crap, named Susan, I believe it's called Powder. I don't think it's Powder.
Powder.
Powder. I'm gonna call her Powder. I don't care.
I like it.
Encourage Americans to fill their shopping carts with cereal and low-fat chips. And Snackwells were born as well
God,
out of
we're
this.
dumb sometimes
so
in
stupid.
history.
So stupid. So, and the Snackwells. And you remember those fucking
Oh my God, I
garbage.
always used to want my mom to get me Devil's Food Snackwells.
I tried one once, and I was like, what is
just
this?
thought they were so good.
Ugh, I hated them. They
Those
were just-
commercials made them look so good.
They did make them look good, and Friends made them look good, and I was like, these are. And when I remember eating them, I was like, it's like a trash cookie. I don't like this. I just
also,
So fucking gross.
This is a trash cookie.
This is a trash cookie.
It was. It tasted like fucking
So and
cardboard
the
that was
Stackwells
soft.
though, they promised like it was unlimited dessert snacking without any repercussions,
So just eat 25.
which is fucking ridiculous. Okay, so I looked it up and I went down a fucking rabbit hole.
and
So
that's why science is important, so we can learn things.
that's true. So this
How it
woman,
works.
Miss Susan, she had this hilarious shopping video, and it was straight out that obviously it was like 1993 when she did this, and so it was like that cheesy music, and she's like in you're gonna have to look it up, but like it was in a grocery store at night, and it's her like, oh my god, I love shopping at night, and she's like, it was like who sung God, she looks like what is that 90s singer? She actually got banned from SNL. She was bald.
Oh, Sinead O'Connor?
Yeah, she looked just like that, but she was like screaming and she was high energy and she's like bah, bah, bah.
So the opposite?
She was the opposite, but she was bald and she was funny. She had this amazing energy and she was all about like the diet industry is bullshit and the exercise industry is bullshit, and she had something going for herself there. But then she was like, but you get if it says fat, you got to get rid of it. Get rid of the fat, because if
Google this.
it's hilarious. And it's so 90s it hurts. Like it's so funny. Anyway,
Those 90s nutrition ladies are fucking insane.
yeah, and this girl was like,
Like
and
the
people
workout ladies and shit.
Yeah,
like,
and people-
you guys are on fucking crack.
and people believe this stuff though. I mean, I think she actually made millions because she was giving common sense advice, but it was stupid advice. So she told everyone to throw out like things like butter, all oil, because all oil is fat. Olive oil is fat. All of it is bad. So you can't cook with any of it.
it is a fact.
Which I'm like, how the fuck do you cook with shit then? I don't understand. But okay.
You just...
You just put it in.
Don't.
You put it in there. So and replace it with like certain types of margarine, which is.
very extra processed.
But you have to look. But you have to look at the margarine, because if the margarine says like fat on it, like you can't get rid of it. But which I'm sure was like packed with like bullshit like canola oil.
Yeah, it's
which
made
is
with oils.
which is so ridiculous. If you're watching this video and you're laughing so hard because it's
What we
you're
know
just
now.
watching her put like all this shit in here. So so you wouldn't like replace shit with the margarine, with low fat breads, low fat stuffing, low fat cake. You're watching her put it in this basket. And it's so funny. So
And you have a fully balanced meal
yeah,
now.
she's telling people that to have a soda if you want to have a soda because it's low in fat. So, yeah. So she says you can't have nuts, but then fills her basket to the brim with pasta because nuts are fat. She's yelling this at the camera. It's so infuriating. And you're laughing at the same time because, I mean, even back then it was just ridiculous to think. But then when I'm thinking about it, like in the 90s, like my house was stocked with chips. And yeah, like my parents were not, all about like the low fat thing, but they were like, yeah, don't eat a lot of chips. You shouldn't do that. I did. It was bad. I was a little fat kid. I'm still a little fat kid right now, but we're working on that. But it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I acknowledge it. It's fine.
Damn mouth.
So, but that's where that upset, because everything was low fat. Everything was fucking like, just make sure like you can just have all these carbs you want, and it's fine. Like, but everything, as long as you got low fat, you were doing great. And that was the big fat. That was the biggest thing that was surrounding food then too, was just like, get the low fat thing.
Ugh, sick.
Let's see. Yeah, so you can't have nuts. And then the last part of the video, she gets to the. So she gets to the.
So you can't have nuts.
So you can't have nuts.
Okay.
So she gets to the end of her shopping journey in the produce section, and pretty much says she doesn't have enough room in her basket. Her basket, like she takes, like she gets like 5 different things of pasta and just like dumps it in. She gets all the cereal and she dumps it in. She gets like, canned vegetables. Dumps them in, puts them in, and she gets, because she's like, they're pretty much the same thing as regular vegetables. That's what she says.
And that's what we thought.
As long as you're getting low fat ice cream, put it in. She's just, it's just the most ridiculous. So she gets to the produce section and she's like, okay, well, you can do whatever you want. Like, you can like throw some vegetables in, but you know what? You don't even need them, because look, you have all this stuff in here. You have all of this But she's like, but wait, but
the
wait,
90s were a
but
special
don't forget to go step over at the potato section. So skip the veggies, but go to the potatoes. It was the most ridiculous.
my
But I'm like,
God.
oh my God, but this is what people were. And then people were doing this, which was ridiculous. So, anyway, you get the idea. So anyway, Snackwells had like a higher carbohydrate. Oh my God, carbohydrate. Jesus Christ! Wow,
I fucked her up real
you
good.
did count. That was It was later cited as a likely contributor to the obesity epidemic of the 1990s and beyond. Because again, everything was low fat, but everything was replaced with carbs and sugar. And carbs were sugar at the same time. So people were like essentially
It's just
short story.
storing in your,
yeah, so
it just stores up as fat.
right?
That's
So
what it turns into.
Short story long, fat bad, carbs good. And everyone started to carbo loading / sugar loading, and the kind of carbs that were our mind were like whole grains, fruits, and vegetables, but that shit got lost in translation. People heard carbs and then just stopped listening. They're like, oh pasta every day?
everything.
Perfect. So in trying to address one problem, which was the heart disease, so the FDA was trying to like really implement this because they're like, people were dropping dead of heart attacks like left and right. It's probably also because of like maybe the smoking and shit. So they were trying to combat heart disease, but they were causing this whole other problem altogether. There just wasn't any balance. So what they got was then diabetes and obesity, which sucks. One of the funniest horrible products that came out of this was the Lay's launched one of the most famous product missteps in the history of like American consumerism. Wow potato chips. Do you remember those?
Oh my God, yes.
Did you ever eat them?
Yep, my mom would buy them all the time. She bought reduced fat.
Did you
She still might buy reduced fat fucking potato chips.
Did you have fucked up guts afterwards?
I don't know. I don't remember.
So
They were like in a red bag.
yeah, so these were introduced in 1998, and they promised the same potato flavor with only 1 gram of fat per serving, and a feat made possible by frying in a synthetic fat substitute called Ulstria, I believe it's called. So while it provided the satisfaction of tasting just like fat, its molecules were too large to be digested by the body, passing directly through the digestive tract unabsorbed. Almost as soon as the chips hit the market, accounts started to pour in about horrible stomach woes caused by the chips. The FDA famously used the phrase anal leakage to describe the side effects.
Well, I don't remember having anal leakage.
Leading to one of the grossest and most memorable PR disasters in the history of packaged food. They rebranded that shit quick. Yeah, so people were just getting like explosive diarrhea essentially.
Perfect.
They rebranded very, very quick.
And they baked Lay's
to Lay's Light, but they don't exist anymore either. Added some vitamins, but that shit still must have like not worked because it just disappeared from the market.
We just like
So yeah, so people like, and
humans.
because the Lay's brand has also said like I dare you to have just one, or you can't just have just one. So in some of the case studies that I kind of found, they were like, yeah, like they weren't getting from the Wow potato chips, but people were like not having a chip and like having a couple, or like having a serving size, and their buttholes weren't exploding. But like Americans are like, do they ever eat the fucking serving size? Like, no. So people were like eating them, you might have been, who knows?
My mom strictly stuck to the serving size. She was smart, I guess.
Did she really?
I'd have no idea.
Yeah.
I didn't hear about any anal leakage from
But
my mom.
And I'm sure these people were like people that were like eating it by like the bag full, and
Yeah.
like you probably shouldn't have been doing. If you're gonna be eating shit like by the bag full, something's gonna happen anyway. But anyway, obviously people were fucking pigs and eating it by the bag full, and then their buttholes would explode. So there you go. So that was a big trend and a big thing that shaped kind of food in the 90s. But thank God people are like, well, now people have gone to the extreme, even though keto is essentially like a reformatted Atkins diet. which I don't think. I mean, I think it's a great way to lose weight, but I don't think it should be a lifestyle.
No,
I think.
And
it's
yeah,
unhealthy.
and then they went the opposite, which I don't know if you're going to talk about Atkins diet, but like
I'm not, because it's not. That wasn't that happened
was
in the
later?
2000s.
Oh, okay.
So it was the low
'Cause, yeah,
fat. It was low fat, and then everyone got fat, and they were like, oh,
like,
fuck.
oh, it's the carbs. So now
It's
nothing.
It's the carbs.
No carbs.
It's no carbs. And so then it went extreme. People were like eating like, but it's just like in keto, people. I feel like it gets lost in translation. Oh, you can
People
have
misuse
all
what
the
you're supposed to
bacon.
do.
You can have all like the fucking deli meat, and that's shit. It's so bad for you. Like don't do that. Just take the minute and boil the chicken for like a couple hours, and then just eat off it for a week. You don't need to. Doesn't matter. Sorry, I'm getting a little ranty.
It's crazy.
It's crazy, but like people just it's
Or
just
extremes.
It's just like with this low fat, they hear what they want to hear, and then it goes to where then it's so bad for you.
And it's literally all about balance.
And you know, and just watch in like 5 years, keto's gonna be bad for you because people just didn't
they
take.
already are coming out with it because people are fucking doing it
Right,
wrong.
right.
And also it's not like maybe, and everyone's body's different. So it might be really beneficial to some people.
1000%.
But for other people, it's not. Or like same with veganism and vegetarianism.
Yeah.
Some people shouldn't be vegan.
No.
Like maybe like some people need animal protein, and that might
1000%.
be fucking controversial, but like it's very true.
but like for
Everyone's
me,
body's differently.
I need the animal protein.
Me
like
too.
I'll fall over. I just will.
Exactly. Yeah.
But no, it's the same thing. Like with keto, like I feel like they're actually, if you really look at it, like there's a really healthy way to do keto, 1000%. But people, I think, again, it gets lost. And like, oh, I can have all the bacon I want. No, you idiot. It's just like with Atkins. Oh, I can have all the bacon I want. No, you'll die. You will look good in your coffin because you'll be dead at like 50 if you keep doing that, because like that's ridiculous. But anyway, we just have this problem with balance, I feel like. So also in the 1990s, sushi goes mainstream. So
What?
yeah, so sushi, it had been around at that point in the 90s, like for 3 decades. I think it came, there's some like discrepancy, like whether it came in the late 50s or 60s, but either or, it came kind of around that time. It was like only like something that like the wealthy usually like partook in. Another reason for like not being a common staple, like out of the gate, was that it also, it was different than like a lot of traditional cuisine in America in the 1950s and 60s. Like think about
Fries and burgers.
right, like think about what was like popular in the 50s and 60s. It was like, you know, fucking fries and burgers. It was hot dogs. It was like fucking steak and potatoes. It was all that shit that was probably giving everyone heart disease that was gonna keel over in the 90s.
Cakes and cookies.
So, but it was, you know, it was raw fish. Fucking gross, Becky. That's disgusting.
No.
I don't eat that shit. Oh my god, I eat it like every single fucking day. It's bad. So as the decades went on, fusions were created, i.e. the California roll, to help us Americans embrace the scary raw fish.
With crab, Krab, which is made
With
out of
cooked,
cod.
Yeah, with cooked crab, because that was like too risque for some people to not have it cooked.
Well, a lot of it now is imitation crab, which is just
Right.
cod flavored like crab. So it's like, what? Just eat crab.
Right. So also chefs had to flip.
And it's also cheaper.
Right. So also chefs had to flip the sushi inside out because the seaweed would they would be scary on the outside for people. Like they didn't like that. Like so to have the rice on the outside, it was like, okay, it's fine.
Okay, I can't see it as much.
Which yesterday I actually
I'll be okay.
had some like traditional maki, like just some salmon maki, and it was, I'm like, holy fucking shit, this is so much better than some of the rolls that I eat, because it's just
Or like traditional hand rolls with like the crispy fucking seaweed, and it's just a cone of rice and fish.
that's what I have. The
Oh, that's the
Yeah, the
maki?
maki is just like the seaweed, the rice, and the fish, like the salmon or the tuna or whatever it is. And it's just like you don't even need any sauce with it, because it's. I mean, I guess and it depends where you get. Like I got mine from like Lucky's yesterday, and just like the little maki salmon rolls, and it was so fucking good. Oh my god, I didn't even need any sauce. So tasty. I want some right now.
Yeah, that sounds real fun.
So they put the seaweed in the middle, so again, it wasn't so scary. So like we're just a bunch of fucking toddlers, I swear to God. Anyways, like I don't like it. It's touching it. I don't like it. I don't like it.
It had eyes.
Can you put ketchup on it? I don't like it. I don't like it.
Do you have ranch?
Do you have ranch? Can you fry this, please?
Oh my
Can
God,
you
I bet
take
people
my
do that.
seaweed roll and like dump it, which people do. Like there's like I know that there's one roll that you can like, it's pretty much like it's deep fried, which is ridiculous, but
those.
it's disgusting.
Can't eat them. I get to go to Sushi Den tomorrow for my sister's birthday celebration. I've never been.
I've never been, but it sounds fucking bomb. Holy shit. Where is it?
It's in Denver.
That sounds dope.
It's like
I'm jealous.
prestigious sushi place in Denver.
I'm excited.
I'm really excited.
Anyway, did. And okay.
Oh my god, I can't wait. I'm drooling.
And and you're choking. And like how most trends are born, it's through celebrities. So, and that's exactly what happened to sushi. So, celebrities of the day started raving about it. Robert De Niro even co-founded Nobu, which have you ever been there?
Yes,
He co-founded that. And
I didn't know that.
He still like owns it.
Nobu is the popular sushi place.
Yes.
Of most people famous and rappers.
Yeah.
AKA Drake raps
Right.
about it a couple
Which-
times in songs. And yes, I've been there and I went by myself because
Was it delicious?
it was the best sushi I've ever experienced in my life. It was also the most expensive lunch I've ever eaten by myself. I think it was $65 for me to eat lunch and I had water.
I
So
believe it.
it was amazing. And I literally sat at the sushi bar by myself. Also
Good
looking
on
the
you,
whole
girl.
time for like the Kardashians and like Drake to come in with like his fucking entourage. No one ever came in, but
No, that's okay.
Parking's valet. It's literally on the ocean in Malibu, and it is incredible sushi.
Yeah.
Anyways,
So, but like,
Nobu.
I didn't know that fucking Robert De Niro fucking co-founded it.
I didn't either.
No, he co-founded it, and that fact, like again, that celebrities were of course doing it again because we're sheep, and due to the fusions that were more like American consumer friendly, sushi became mainstream. So then you found it like on
Realize
every.
that Nobu helps with that.
Well, it was mostly because Robert De Niro was
And
behind
was
it.
celebrity.
Right. Anything that
status.
celebrity fucking does, we're like,
We gotta do it.
we have to do it like 5 times over till it's like beating a fucking dead horse. It's ridiculous. So between 1988 and 1998, the number of sushi restaurants in the U.S. quadrupled.
Damn.
So, and obviously, like,
Good. Thank.
sushi is very different here than it is in Japan. Just like fucking Mexican food. If you go to like
Yeah.
Mexican food, if you go down to Mexico, you're like, what is this? I mean, yeah, like you were just talking about P.F. Chang's. P.F. Chang's Chinese food is so different than like the stuff that even though it's fucking delicious, it's very different than like American Chinese food. We Americanize everything and have to make it our own.
And
because
P.F. Chang's is pretty American, but it's just like different. It's
it
not like
is.
the stocks.
But it's fresher. It's probably not.
sauces,
It's not probably like MSG like sprinkled in on it. You know what I mean? Like it's just very different.
which makes it good.
And Mexican
is
food, like down in
traditional
Mexico, is completely different. I believe that they have way more like fresh vegetables. I don't believe that everything is like put together with like fucking Spanish rice and refried beans. Like it's very, very fresh. It's cooked with amazing ingredients. It's just very different.
It's not like.
But again, we're like toddlers and we have to be like, we don't like it. So let's make it our own. We make it
Put a hamburger in
we
it.
make everything in our image, which I'm sure there's a sushi roll like that. Like
Oh, there is.
in Japan, like there's nothing like that. Apparently, like it's mostly just the maki thing. Or the maki rolls. It's just like
Yeah, they don't deep fry their fucking sushi.
they absolutely don't.
it's like
they don't put.
blasphemy. It's about the raw fish and
Even
the integrity
asking
of the
for like
fish.
extra like sauces, like how dare you? Like, and it's like apparently it's a delicacy there. Like you don't eat it every day.
Yeah, you don't eat it with soy sauce.
And you don't eat it every day, but I don't know what my deal is, but I've been like on a sushi whatever, and I like the simplified rolls. I don't like to have like
cream
a fucking
cheese and fucking.
Sometimes I do, but like I'll admit that. But like yesterday, like I think maki rolls might be my favorite things now. Like the fucking salmon, they were so fucking good, and I didn't need the sauce. But anyway, so it became mainstream in America because thank God for celebrities, right? Thanks, Robert.
Thank
As I'm
God.
hitting whatever. I've never been to Nobu, but I've heard amazing things.
But there's one in Denver now. There's one
there?
in Cherry Creek. Let's go.
They're worldwide now, so I don't
Yeah,
know.
they are. There was one in the Bahamas, and I made my family go there.
Did you?
We went to it.
Nice.
I was like, all right, Bree gets to pick dinner tonight.
You're like, and I ain't picking up the check.
And yeah, we're not. I think we split the check.
That was probably
which was
nice.
Scary.
Yeah.
But we fucking went to Nobu.
That's
and it was
awesome. Was
delicious
it bomb there, too?
fucking Sushi. Yeah, it was.
That sounds. I want some sushi right now. Right now. Okay.
I want some sushi now.
So, internet recipes. That was a big thing
Internet
in the
recipes.
1990s. Mostly Epicurious. Remember some
Oh,
Epicurious?
yeah.
Remember printing out that Epicurious recipe? So before the time of having to read 14 pages of the woes of Deborah's shitty marriage before the actual recipe itself, that was what I
Yeah,
wrote.
it was just
That
the
was-
recipe.
that's
It
my
wasn't
literal-
a fucking essay.
That's my literal bullet for this. Is like this is Epicurious before like
it.
all the blogs and shit. So Rochelle,
It's so annoying. It's like 2 minutes of scrolling.
it is like.
It's like, can you just tell me?
I just want to see what this fucking like bullshit like for my chocolate chip cookie recipe is.
I just
not that.
wanted to know how you made a vegan tart.
And it's true. And she's like, I'm ready to just kill myself and my 4 kids with me. And you're like, oh dear. Okay, well, good luck with that.
Good thing I'm reading this for you.
Jesus. So Rochelle Udell, I believe, founder and president of Codinet, which is the media company that owns Epicurious, was having Thanksgiving in 1994. She was making 2 turkeys. She had one in the oven and one in the grill because she had so many people coming, and was afraid the other turkey would never get done. AOL, which is again an old-fashioned sentence, had something called the Talk Turkey Hotline. Drake should make that song. Seriously,
Talk turkey hotline girl. I bet you on my hotline, bitch.
it's true.
That's
Perfect.
I'll make it.
That I really hope you do. She went on at about 6 a.m. and posted the question. It's 21 degrees in my backyard. I had to put a turkey into the grill. It already sounds like a fucking shitty like toss math question or whatever your standardized testing whatever was.
I was like, toss?
That's what Texas was. Sorry.
I was like, what are you talking about?
Toss. It sounds like a standardized fucking math question.
I think mine were called...
I have 6 turkeys, and then I want to take 2 to the town, but 2 of them will get jealous. Just
I want to take 2 to the town, and 1 will get jealous. How many turkeys do I have that are unenvious?
it's true.
That's good. I like that. I was
no.
like, a toss test? Is that for... What kind of tossing are you talking about, Shay?
Tossing your salad bits, girl. Okay.
Turkey salad? I'm gonna toss your turkey salad.
Oh,
That's what Drake
my
said
word.
in his new song that he's gonna create.
Where was I?
I'm gonna toss you a turkey tetrazzini, bitch.
So the point of the matter was that she was hoping, she was just super concerned that her turkey wasn't gonna get cooked. So she wanted to know what she needed to know.
If your turkey's getting tossed, it better get cooked. Okay.
It better get cooked, girl. To her shock, I just love that you're just saying random things and writing them
I'm
down.
like, I think that's hilarious.
This is amazing. I really hope one day, like, your children find like these lost notes of Brie, and you're like, what the fuck is this?
This is gonna be more expensive than the Rihanna book one
It
day,
is.
Shay.
It'll be
and
amazing.
the Gutenberg Bible,
You
bitch.
be like Brianna poetry by Brianna.
This is not hemp paper though, so I will republish it on hemp.
I believe that. So to her shock, she got almost a dozen responses instantly. She realized, oh my god, like this is like something, like there's something to this. Internets, there's something here. It also happened to have been one of the best turkeys she ever made in her life. So Epicurious was born. From the start, Rochelle always talked about the community, so about being connected, about being part of a network of people who share an interest.
Hashtag into Instagram.
All of those things that everyone thinks, like Facebook invented, kind of she invented. So she was talking like all about that back then. She wanted Epicurious to be about connecting with people. So they were like a big footprint into like blog.
Damn, I didn't
posting.
realize that.
Yeah.
Hell
Learning
yeah.
things. So they were big on that. So they posted recipes like that. They were just like from books, I think from Bon Appetit and stuff like that. But they also were like they were the start of, and that's why they had like a bunch of problems in the beginning because it was just they were just new. But the fact that they were part of those pioneers, like that were like the first, like kind of before the bubble, before the like the .com bubble popped, they're still around. So they were doing something right. But they were the start of like blog posting and like people interacting with each other and like, oh, like, do this, like, to this recipe and tweak it this way, and then that way it tastes a little bit better or whatever. So they were the big start of that, which was cool. I didn't know about that.
I didn't either.
Which is very cool. So this was like a super side little one. Snapple.
And the fun facts?
Right, the fun facts.
The only contest I've ever won was from a Snapple fucking lid, and I was supposed to get a remote control caddy, whatever that is. I think it was something to hold remote controls, and all I got was a t-shirt that was an extra large, and I was 7.
You should have written her a letter.
I should have.
Wendy the Snapple lady. So
Wendy the Snapple lady.
It was mostly so I could talk about the side note that I will talk about after this little sentence, but like Snapple like really didn't define anything. It had been around since like the late 70s, mostly during the 80s. It just became like wildly popular because it was like also battling the Coke and all that kind of bullshit, like fucking
the war
who
on drugs.
Had Coke had New Coke, and Pepsi had Michael Jackson. So everyone was kind of like, battling for competition.
Snapple had Wendy the Snapple lady.
She
Forgot
was
about the Snapple
yeah. So
lady.
she was like this real lady that it was like almost like kind of like it was like a
was like
reality
Ask
thing.
Jeeves.
Like people would write into her, and she was like authentically reading letters, and they would like go and like then go do what either the letter asked or whatever, and it was like this authentic thing. So she became like wildly popular. So everyone was like drinking that Snapple. I think I only had like a couple Snapples in my life, and I was like, this is just. It's a bunch of sugar.
I liked that peach iced tea.
People love the peach iced tea.
And the raspberry tea.
I had the oh god, that was way too sweet. I had the kiwi strawberry bullshit.
kiwi.
That was a big thing.
Snapple.
And apparently, like a bunch of horses, like the diet kiwi Snapple, Snapple, and they actually was a big thing. Like people
with horses
fed it to horses. Yeah, which is weird, but whatever.
That's
Anyway,
another fad. Diet soda. Is that part of your list?
feed Seabiscuit that Snapple, but make sure it's diet.
I just did something really weird with my mouth with the microphone, so
It's
good thing that
okay.
was on camera.
It's a good thing. So it was like, and actually, this fun fact: the Snapple lady,
God, fucking Wendy.
she was apparently a big advocate at Snapple because it helped her kick her Coke addiction habit. No joke.
Coca-Cola or cocaine?
What do you think? Was that booger sugar girl?
She was getting all up in that booger sugar.
So she's like, it was really good for that. So anyway,
good. She found purpose.
Yeah. But they kind of like obviously after like toward the late 90s,
She went back to Coke.
the fad just kind of went away. I think they actually got sold to Quaker Oats. The Quaker Oats fired her. Then they got sold to a different company.
A bunch of Quakers.
Bunch of fucking Quakers. They were like, you do
Quaker
not look.
crackers.
You don't look like Thomas Jefferson, so you cannot be a part of this.
are not
Benjamin
a
Franklin. I'm
man.
sorry, Benjamin Franklin. My bad.
What'd
Not
you
Thomas
say?
Jefferson. I don't know why I said that.
He-
Like a weirdo. And the only reason why I want to talk about this because I was like scrolling again. I was like through those snack food things, and I was like, oh, I remember those. Do you remember the Snapple Elements?
No.
They were in. It was Earth, Rain, Sun, and Fire. Look it up on
Why?
your phone right now. Look up.
Your internet hates me.
Okay, 1 minute.
Wait,
Stand by.
was it like a Power Rangers show?
It's a drink.
What?
Snapple Elements. This one. Do you remember those?
Were they like Sobeys?
Kind of like Sobeys. Do you remember those? Oh, I remember them.
I remember Orbits that were in that same kind of bottle that had the weird fucking jelly things in them.
I don't remember those, but like these were.
I don't remember Snapple Elements.
Oh my god, I remember these. They were so dope, and they were just sugar. It was just like juice. That's
It
all.
was like probably trying to be like Sobe.
Yeah, because it was
Sobeys are the
because I think
shit.
Sobeys still around actually.
That little gecko.
But I used to drink Fire all the time.
I didn't quite catch that. Could you please?
I used to drink Fire, you dumb bitch.
Don't yell at him. He's very sensitive. It was my favorite one was Fire, and can you guess what the flavor
Ew,
was?
cinnamon.
It was fucking dragon fruit.
You're
Jesus
gross.
Christ. That's why I had to just mention that because we're
If
just
you
talking.
ever get dragon fruit vodka again, I am never drinking it, and you are drinking the whole thing.
It's fine because
Dragon
it's-
fruit Sobeys were like my favorite though. So I
See,
get it.
she'll shut the fuck up.
Not dragon fruit vodka.
But I was like, can you imagine if I put dragon fruit vodka and then dragon
fruit
in the
fire?
fire? Like, I would die of a diabetic coma. I would. Anyways, that was just a small tidbit. And one of the other big things, I can't believe I've talked this long. So one of the other big things was sun-dried tomatoes in the 1990s.
Yes.
Sun-dried tomatoes.
Dude, there was tomato was everywhere.
It was fucking everywhere.
Fucking sun-dried tomato cereal.
It kind of went hand in hand. There was another like little kind of blurb that was like how Italian food became a big staple just in America, because everyone was like, before the 90s, was like, yeah, just spaghetti and meat hose.
What you having for dinner tonight? Spaghetti and meat hose.
That might have to be.
I've winked a lot at the camera today.
That might have to be the name of this week's episode.
Let me write that.
Spaghetti and meat hose. So everyone
spaghetti, meat hose, and Fruit Loops.
There you go. I like it. That's a good one. Everyone kind of just categorized Italian food with just spaghetti and meatballs, probably just fettuccine alfredo, if that, like in the 90s. I remember eating a lot of spaghetti. I don't remember it really kind of branching outside of that, besides macaroni and cheese.
Bitch, I'm Italian, so that shit was in my blood.
I know, but like, it was not a staple. People would like, they would have like the
Olive Garden.
their craft bullshit, like, oh, here's my Parmesan cheese, and all that shit was getting replaced with like their Parmesan blocks, and they're cheese graters, and I was like, can I offer you some cheese on your fucking like cereal? Everyone was fucking obsessed in the 90s, and they also put sun-dried tomatoes on fucking everything. So,
did you ever have that dip where it was like a sun-dried tomato, like pesto-y thing?
No, but that sounds
bomb.
But
listen, it's a block of cream cheese, and you put this like sun-dried tomato, like marinated stuff on it, and dip fucking wheat thins in that.
Dude,
that was like my favorite party snack. That was like my
amazing.
That was like a fucking holiday.
I make a really
snack.
good cream cheese. It's like this whipped cream cheese block, and then you put like you cut up cranberries, a jalapeno, some cilantro, and just some sugar on it, and then you pour it all over the whipped cream cheese. It's so good. It's so dope. But that sounds like kind of the savory variation of that.
Yes,
and that sounds really fucking dope. I love
definitely ate a lot of that in the 90s.
I'm a basic bitch, and I love me some sun-dried tomatoes. Mm-hmm. So I would put that always in, like, if I just didn't want to think about the fucking quiche for vino, sun-dried tomatoes, done. And everyone was like, oh my God, I love it. It's because they're nice and sweet. Anyway, so.
And dried by the sun.
Right? Well, here's the thing. So.
Well, they should be. In
be.
Italy, they dry them literally out on a fucking stone wall.
I'm going to get there, bitch.
Fine.
It's not your segment to talk. I'm just kidding. So. They were used in different dishes in like 1988, but they really took off in the 1990s, and everyone was fucking using them. There was an article that was written in the Independent. It was called, I think it was called the Independent magazine in 1995, that talked about some of their influence, and here's an excerpt from them. It was Britain, not Italy, which raised world consciousness of these gastronomic little nonsense. They hated them.
What?
People hated him, apparently, which I think is fucking
So
hilarious.
They blamed him on the British.
They blamed him on the British, but then they were like, they're actually from California. So they blamed it on the Californians. So
there's a lot of sun there.
So according to Bateman, who was the one that wrote that article, the sun-dried tomato arrived in Britain via California. The sun-drying process was originally a matter of necessity, a way to preserve the crop for the winter. The tomatoes would be salted to stop them from rotting as they slowly dried on the rooftops. It's like Tuscany, like you were saying, the rooftops, like
isn't
just
that a
on that clay.
beautiful
Wouldn't that be amazing?
Visual.
It's like so old timey in my brain, where it's just like I just hear like the fucking like just I'm an asshole, and I just think like they all just like listen to like old timey Italian music, and I'm just like they're out like and they're like their dresses like from like the 1500s, and they're like, oh yes, here I go. And that's exactly how all Italy places are. Exactly. So those are
sorry.
So the salt was a product that was rich in flavor and was sweet. So today's commercial product is like mostly dried in ovens or specialized in like a dehydrator, and those products were bitter, and pretty much stripped of the flavor. And it like so the only way that you can like obviously put the flavors like when what we get at Vino is like if they were like in the olive oil or whatever, but like they weren't. I mean, people could just throw them on the fucking rooftops and they were fine, but like people were like, we gotta just fucking get on that. So it was this commercial process that made it take off. So starting in the 1990s, American tomato growers, seeing the opportunity of the sun-dried tomatoes, started to take part of their crop and dry them out in the sun, but in commercial dehydrators. These tomatoes were much cheaper to produce and sell than the imported sun-dried tomatoes from Italy, but of course, enabling the ingredient to become even more mainstream, a staple not just for specialty food stores, but for the grocery store. So, yay, America! Making everything cheaper and more worse. Yay.
Mm-hmm. And then just put some preservatives on there, and then you don't even have to put salt.
It's perfect, and you just feel like crap
and
afterwards.
Then you eat it.
Yeah, but by the end of the 1990s, they disappeared from the menus due to them being grossly overused. So, there you go.
Well, holy shit.
The end.
That's fun.
That was all I have, but that was like over an hour, so I apologize.
Holy shit. No,
but we talked for like 10 fucking minutes before my segment happened.
I was being distracted.
It was fine.
Becky. Distracty Dan.
That was a lot longer than I thought it was going to be, so I'm glad. I was worried. It was like, it's going to be 10 minutes.
We always literally think that, and then it's longer than we've ever thought possible.
It was good. I kind of like, oh, she'll have some stuff to say, so it's fine.
I will.
You did. It was good.
I almost stole your thunder about sun-dried tomatoes.
You did, and I was like, no!
And then they are preserved on the rooftops of Tuscany.
They all sing. Although when I did go to Italy, it was amazing, and I wish I'd stayed there longer.
Next year.
I went to. Have you ever been?
No.
You've never been.
I've never been. I get to go see where my family lives. I get to go see. We have a.
Where do you
my
think they
family
live?
has a fucking olive. I
What?
have family in Italy, bitch.
I didn't know you have-
Italian.
But I know you're I'm Hispanic, but I don't have fucking family in Mexico.
Well,
you
I have
dumb
family
hoe.
in Italy. They're our cousins.
They're from the old country.
They're from the old country. Literally, my cousin's house that they live in was like bombed in World War I or some shit.
And she
I don't know
was
if that's
still
a word.
standing.
Shit's still standing. Also, the room that was bombed still has not been renovated.
What? You better check that for some ghosts.
And then they also have an olive orchard. So I'm probably just gonna move to Italy after I go and work on
Don't.
And they live on the ocean in
Shit.
Tree. No,
Yeah,
Gaeta.
where is it? I don't know where that is.
It's
so
kinda
you can
by
tell me where it
my-
is.
my
Like, give me a reference
papa-
to Rome.
My papa is from, like, kind of down by.
So are you brushing
Sicily?
up? Are you gonna brush up on your Italian?
I need to learn it. I want to learn Italian.
You probably should,
Yeah, so
dummy.
I do that, and then we're from like Gaeta. Like my grandma's from Gaeta, which is like I think 2 hours south of Rome on the
Okay.
coast.
Okay.
And then my papa I think is from by Sicily.
Nice.
I think he's from like his family's from Calabria.
So are you guys gonna
I
just
really don't know
go
if that's true.
to
But
see
we're-
your family, or are you guys gonna go to like to the hot like
We're
to
gonna
Rome?
we're
and-
gonna do a tour, but we're definitely gonna get to see like where our family's from.
That's pretty dope. Is it on your mom's side or your dad's side?
My mom. My dad's German,
Oh.
Feilmeyer.
D-
But
oh,
my
duh.
mom's maiden name, Magnone.
Mignone.
Isn't
I
that
like
beautiful?
it. It's so beautiful.
Or Magnone
Beautiful.
if you're American. I feel like I've talked about this before. But
I think you might have.
the Americans call them Magnones.
Do you have any like people in Germany? Or no?
Not that, no.
We should
Not
go
that I
to
know of.
we should go to
But
Germany
now,
together. I have a lot of
what
roots.
does my name mean? Feilmeyer?
Feilmeyer. No, it meant
A fucking fixer?
I can't remember. It was
Like
something
a
silly.
fucking merchant?
It's something like that. It's
A
something
seller of goods?
something like it was a bargain.
A bargainer.
You're a bargain. But
I am a bargain.
Yeah, I'm Swedish, but
Chris
I'm also
got me for a bargain.
a lot
Just a goat in a shoe.
a goat in a shoe. But yeah, no, we went I went to France and I wasn't a big fan of France. But
I am plugging my ears.
Why?
That is, you can't say that.
why?
Actually, you can.
Have you been to France?
No.
Then shut the fuck up.
It's like blasphemy to hear that as a chef.
No, but I no, because when I went to Italy, I was like, why didn't we just come here? Because the problem with me though too, I don't like a lot of French cuisine. So, and honestly, Never mind. I'm not gonna fucking blast
You're
breads.
a baker.
I am, but like
Do you like pastries?
I like some pastries, but I like breads and love breads. Like I could
Well,
eat.
they have a few.
They do.
baguettes.
They do. But like I don't know. I'm just not.
With ham and Swiss.
I don't like ham.
Ham and
I don't like ham. I don't like.
Comté.
I mean, who doesn't like a croissant? But it's just like I don't know.
Just a croissant.
It's just
Fuck
whatever.
you.
But I
Just
wasn't.
kidding.
I
It's
just
fine.
wasn't a big fan.
Okay, that's fine.
Paris smelled.
I bet it did.
Yeah, wasn't my fave. And people were just not very nice. But it just
Those French people.
Oh, but like Italy, holy crap, people were so fucking sweet. Although when I went to Nice,
I know
France,
we
that
are.
was
We're sweet
was
people.
amazing, and people were really nice there. So, and maybe who knows, like maybe
yeah,
in fucking,
Italians are
maybe,
like, come here, I just met you, give me a kiss on the mouth.
and maybe in Paris, like people were like, I don't want to. We deal with fucking tourists all the time, and I totally get that. So, mad respect to them. But anyway, so when I went to Italy, oh my god, like everyone was so fucking nice. Although when we were going to the airport in Rome, I was like, I think we might be murdered because I was like, where's this Uber driving taking us? And we didn't speak any Italian. But anyway, like we must have eaten like 6 fucking whole meals a day, and we were losing fucking weight because everything just tasted.
Because everything's made with
Oh
good
my
things.
God,
and there's not a
it
bunch of
was-
shit in it.
People were like eating like giant pizzas by themselves, and then we'd go eat like fucking pasta, and it was just. And they were like in like these tiny like 6 table places, and it was so amazing. Oh my god.
Oh my god, I can't wait.
I can taste it in my mouth right now. Holy shit. It was so good. So I had wished that we had stayed actually in Italy longer just because the people were really awesome. The culture was amazing and just the food was so fucking
Oh my
good.
god, I can't fucking
Holy
wait.
crap. That would be the only time to carb a load there. It was just amazing. Anyway, so that was my story on the
So
90s.
amazing. Well, that was fun.
It was. Sorry.
That was real fun,
that was
guys.
a little long, so I apologize. So we roll.
Don't. It's time to roll.
Do you
Time
want
to
to
roll
talk first?
that dice. Oh yeah. So hey guys, it's me, Brie, your friend,
Always.
your fellow podcast host.
Mm-hmm.
We love you and
We love
thank
you.
you for listening to us every week.
Always.
If you want to give us a follow on Instagram, you can find us there, THURDYISH.
Even if you don't want to give us a follow, just give us a follow.
Give us a like.
You know.
If you like anything that we ever do, just give us a like. It makes us know that you guys still like us, which we know you do because you do that. So thank you.
Yeah, it's true.
Tell your friends if you want. Tell your lovers. Tell your family. And hopefully you guys are learning shit. Let us know if you come across any cool stories that you'd want us to fucking talk about. Shout you out. I'm waiting to roll fucking crime, so
know.
hopefully I manifest that today because
Well,
there's
the
been one I've been
camera's gonna
waiting
know.
for.
The camera's gonna know.
Been waiting for crime because there's this one story I've been wanting to do, suggested by one of my friends on the Central Coast, Jessica Go Swan.
Oh, nice.
But also one that I've been wanting to do, and she told me about this podcast that I've been waiting to listen to because I want to roll crime.
Well, you can listen to
get
it
it.
before you
No.
roll. Okay.
I can't.
Okay. Are we gonna roll now?
Do you want to roll?
Ready?
Yes. Go.
All right.
See, I'm really rolling that dice. What'd you get? Oh, you got his.
It's not crime, so it doesn't matter.
You got
I'm just
his-
kidding.
No, you didn't. You got paranormal.
You think?
Yeah,
I did. Okay, I'll do paranormal. That's fine.
you have to.
Well, duh. I have to.
Crime. Crime is number 2.
Crime is number 2. Paranormal. It's a double header.
Double dose of
See?
fucking ghosts.
It's crime. Or no,
Or
it's
paranormal.
I didn't catch that.
Stop.
Tapping above today.
You're fine. I don't know what your
Shut
problem
up.
is.
No one's talking to you. When my phone does that, I'm just like, no. And it's like, heard that loud and clear. And it's John Legend's voice. So just so you know that.
That's amazing.
Thanks, Google. One of the only things you're fucking good at
Don't say that. It
is
will.
listening to my fucking thoughts.
Anyway, should we go?
Excuse me, I didn't catch that. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, well, we're done. And we'll see you guys next week. And we love you. So thanks again. And bye.